Once upon a time, in the heart of a sprawling kingdom named Seraphina, there lay a quaint village called Moonbrook. Moonbrook was famed for its nightly displays of celestial wonders, as the village was blessed with the clearest night skies where stars glittered like scattered diamonds. The villagers cherished the evenings when the skies sparkled the most, for it was during these nights that the Dreamweaver, a mysterious figure shrouded in legend, was said to appear. The Dreamweaver was known to possess a magical lantern that could capture dreams and weave them into reality. This lantern was said to be crafted from the very light of the stars and could grant a single wish to those who were truly in need. Despite the many tales about the lantern's powers, it had been many years since anyone had seen the Dreamweaver. One crisp autumn evening, the village of Moonbrook faced an unprecedented crisis. A terrible drought had struck, leaving the once lush fields barren and the rivers dry. The villagers, known for their resilience and harmony, began to lose hope as their crops withered and their wells ran dry. Desperate for a solution, a young girl named Amara decided to seek out the Dreamweaver and ask for the lantern's aid. Amara was known for her kind heart and unwavering optimism. With a warm scarf around her shoulders and a small satchel of essentials, she set out on her journey under the starlit sky. Guided by the stories she had heard, she followed a path that led her into the Whispering Forest, where the Dreamweaver was rumored to appear. As Amara ventured deeper into the forest, she encountered 3 magical guardians, each testing her courage and purity of heart. The first guardian was a wise old owl named Oswin, who perched high upon a gnarled branch. Oswin's eyes glowed with ancient knowledge as he spoke in riddles. To pass this trial, Amara had to solve the riddle of the stars, which spoke of balance and the harmony of the cosmos. Amara listened intently and answered with sincerity, showing her understanding of the balance between giving and receiving. Impressed, Oswin allowed her to continue. Next, Amara arrived at a tranquil pond, where a playful water sprite named Elara danced among the lily pads. Elara, known for her trickery, challenged Amara to a game of reflection. She cast illusions upon the water's surface, and Amara had to discern the truth from the illusions to find the true path forward. By focusing on her inner truth and intentions, Amara navigated the reflections and found her way to the other side of the pond. Elara, recognizing Amara's purity, granted her passage. The final trial was the trial of the moonlit path. Amara entered a glade illuminated by a soft, silvery glow from the moon. The path was lined with glowing stones that changed colors and shapes, creating a maze of shifting light. To pass this trial, Amara had to remain steadfast and true to her goal despite the confusing illusions. With determination and a clear heart, she followed the path of the stones, guided by the light of her own hopes and dreams. At the end of the moonlit path, Amara arrived at a secluded clearing where the Dreamweaver's lantern hung from an ancient oak tree. The lantern's light was gentle yet radiant, casting a serene glow across the clearing. The Dreamweaver, a figure cloaked in shimmering stardust, emerged from the shadows and greeted Amara with a warm, knowing smile. "You have shown great courage and sincerity on your journey," the Dreamweaver said. "What is it that you wish for?" Amara spoke from her heart. "Our village is suffering from a terrible drought. We need rain to restore our lands and bring life back to our crops." The Dreamweaver nodded and touched the lantern. The lantern's light intensified, and a gentle mist began to rise from it. With a graceful movement, the Dreamweaver released the light into the night sky. The mist transformed into soft, shimmering raindrops that began to fall gently upon the land. Amara returned to Moonbrook, her heart full of hope. As she arrived, the villagers watched in awe as the rain fell steadily, soaking into the parched earth and reviving their fields. The rivers began to flow once more, and the crops started to grow. The villagers celebrated with joy and gratitude, honoring Amara for her bravery and the Dreamweaver's magic. The lantern's light continued to shine brightly, a beacon of hope and wonder for the village. From that day on, the tale of Amara and the Dreamweaver's lantern was passed down through generations. The villagers of Moonbrook cherished the nights when the stars shone brightly and the lantern's light danced across the sky, reminding them of the power of dreams and the magic that lies within a pure heart. And so, in the kingdom of Seraphina, where the night skies sparkled with celestial wonders, the legend of the Dreamweaver and the magical lantern lived on, inspiring all who heard it to believe in the magic of hope and the light of their own dreams. The end. Once upon a time, in a vibrant kingdom called Prismaria, there lived dragons of every color imaginable. These were not ordinary dragons. They were known as the Rainbow Dragons, each possessing a unique hue and magic related to their color. The kingdom was a place of eternal beauty, with the skies painted in brilliant hues and the landscape shimmering with the colors of the rainbow. Among the Rainbow Dragons, there was one particularly special dragon named Aurora. Aurora was the youngest dragon and had scales that shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow. She had a special gift, the ability to weave the magic of the rainbow into magnificent, colorful spells. Despite her talents, Aurora was often overlooked by the older dragons who preferred to focus on their specific color-related magic. One day, a dark and mysterious fog began to creep into Prismaria. The fog was unlike anything the kingdom had seen. It was a dull gray and seemed to drain the vibrant colors from everything it touched. As the fog spread, the once lively kingdom started to lose its brilliance, and the Rainbow Dragons found their magic weakening. The once colorful landscapes grew drab, and the skies lost their radiant hues. The kingdom's wise leader, Elder Radiance, called a meeting with the dragons. He explained that the fog was a result of a powerful sorcerer named Grimm, who lived in a hidden fortress far beyond the kingdom's borders. Grimm had a magical artifact called the Shadow Crystal, which had the power to drain color and life from anything it touched. If left unchecked, the fog would consume all the colors of Prismaria, leaving it forever gray and lifeless. Elder Radiance knew that the only hope to save the kingdom was to retrieve the Shadow Crystal and restore balance. He decided to send a delegation of dragons to confront Grimm and retrieve the artifact. Aurora, eager to prove her worth, volunteered to join the mission. Although her fellow dragons were skeptical of her abilities, Elder Radiance recognized her determination and agreed to let her go. Aurora embarked on her journey with a small group of dragons: Blaze, the red dragon with fire magic; Verdant, the green dragon who could control plants; and Azure, the blue dragon who commanded water. Together, they traveled through treacherous terrains and faced numerous challenges. Their first trial was the Forest of Shadows, where the trees were twisted and covered in gray fog. The fog seemed to whisper and confuse the travelers. Aurora used her rainbow magic to create a beacon of light, guiding her companions through the murky forest. Her light restored some color to the trees and dispelled the illusions, allowing them to pass safely. Next, they reached the Crystal Cavern, where the walls were covered in dark, oppressive crystals. The cavern was filled with treacherous traps and illusions designed to scare them away. Verdant used his plant magic to create protective vines, while Azure summoned a gentle rain to wash away the traps. Aurora's rainbow light helped them navigate the cavern and reach the heart of the cave, where they discovered a map showing Grimm's fortress. Finally, the dragons arrived at Grimm's fortress, a dark and foreboding place surrounded by swirling gray clouds. They faced Grimm, a menacing figure cloaked in shadow, holding the Shadow Crystal high. Grimm sneered as the dragons approached, confident that the artifact's power was unbeatable. Blaze roared and unleashed a torrent of fire, but Grimm's shadow magic easily extinguished it. Verdant summoned powerful vines to restrain Grimm, but the sorcerer's magic cut through them like a knife. Azure tried to douse Grimm with water, but it evaporated before reaching him. Seeing her companions struggle, Aurora stepped forward with her shimmering rainbow light. She realized that the power of the Rainbow Dragon's magic had to be combined to counteract the Shadow Crystal. Aurora used her magic to weave a rainbow shield around her friends, enhancing their abilities and creating a vibrant barrier against Grimm's attacks. The combined magic of the dragons, fire, plant, water, and rainbow, overpowered Grimm's dark magic. Aurora directed a powerful burst of rainbow energy toward the Shadow Crystal, shattering it into pieces. As the crystal broke, the dark fog lifted, and color began to return to the world. Grimm, now powerless, fled into the shadows, never to be seen again. The Rainbow Dragons returned to Prismaria, where they were greeted with joy and celebration. The kingdom's colors were restored, and the land flourished once more. Aurora's bravery and the power of the combined magic had saved the kingdom. From that day on, Aurora was celebrated not just for her unique magic but for her courage and determination. The dragons learned to appreciate each other's strengths and the value of teamwork. The kingdom of Prismaria thrived, its skies ever colorful and its lands full of life. The tale of the rainbow dragons and the bravery of young Aurora was told through the ages, a reminder that even the smallest among us can shine brightly and make a difference when we work together. And so, in the vibrant kingdom of Prismaria, where rainbows danced across the sky and magic filled every corner, the legend of the rainbow dragons lived on, inspiring generations to believe in the power of color, courage, and unity. The end. Once upon a time, in a realm where lush forests met sparkling rivers, there was a village named Rivendell. Rivendell was known for its vibrant flora, glistening streams, and the enchanting tales of magical creatures that roamed its land. Among these creatures was a legendary fox known as Lumina, the sapphire fox. Lumina was not an ordinary fox, her fur shone with a sapphire blue hue that sparkled under the moonlight, and she was said to possess the ability to grant a single wish to those who proved themselves worthy. The villagers of Rivendell held the sapphire fox in great reverence, for it was believed that Lumina could bring prosperity, heal ailments, and even mend broken hearts. However, despite many tales and whispers, Lumina had not been seen for decades. The village elder, a wise woman named Seraphina, often told stories about Lumina to the children, urging them to believe in the magic of the fox and the power of a pure heart. One winter's night, a great blizzard struck Rivendell, bringing with it harsh winds and heavy snow. The village's once clear rivers froze over, and food became scarce. The villagers, although resourceful, struggled to cope with the harsh conditions. Young Elwyn, a courageous and kind-hearted boy who had always been fascinated by the tales of Lumina, decided he would seek out the sapphire fox and ask for help. With a sturdy cloak, a small satchel of provisions, and a heart full of hope, Elwyn set out into the snow-covered forest. He followed the old legends and clues Seraphina had shared, guided by the stories of where Lumina might be found. Elwyn's journey took him through 3 magical trials, each testing his bravery and kindness. The first trial was the trial of the frozen lake. Elwyn reached a shimmering lake that was completely frozen over, with the ice reflecting the pale moonlight. At the center of the lake, a solitary figure, a majestic white swan, was trapped in the ice. To proceed, Elwyn needed to help the swan without breaking the fragile ice. He carefully used a branch to free the swan and, once released, the swan gave him a silver feather as a token of gratitude. Elwyn knew this feather would be important for his journey. The second trial was the trial of the Whispering Pines. As Elwyn ventured deeper into the forest, he encountered a grove of tall pine trees that whispered secrets and riddles. The trees were enchanted and created illusions to confuse travelers. To pass this trial, Elwyn had to discern the true path from the illusions. He listened carefully and used the silver feather as a guide, following the path illuminated by the swan's gift. The trees parted to reveal a clear path, acknowledging Elwyn's wisdom and patience. The final trial was the trial of the glowing cave. Elwyn entered a cave where the walls glittered with gemstones, casting strange and mesmerizing lights. At the heart of the cave was a large crystal with a soft, blue glow. Guarding the crystal was a fierce but sorrowful dragon whose scales shimmered like sapphires. The dragon, though fearsome, was not evil. It was merely guarding the crystal out of loneliness and sadness. Elwyn approached the dragon with compassion, speaking kindly and offering the silver feather as a gift. The dragon's heart softened, and it allowed Elwyn to take a small piece of the glowing crystal. With the crystal in hand, Elwyn followed a path that led him to a hidden glen bathed in moonlight. There, under a great oak tree, was Lumina, the sapphire fox. Her fur sparkled like the night sky, and her eyes shone with ancient wisdom. Elwyn approached Lumina and spoke from his heart. "Great Lumina, our village is suffering from the harsh winter, and we need your help. Please, if you can, grant us relief from this blizzard." Lumina looked at Elwyn with kindness and saw the sincerity in his eyes. "You have shown great bravery and compassion on your journey," she said. For your pure heart, I shall grant your wish." With a graceful movement, Lumina touched the glowing crystal with her paw. The crystal's light expanded, and a warm, gentle rain began to fall from the sky. The rain melted the snow and ice, nourishing the land and bringing relief to the village of Rivendell. Elwyn returned to the village as the storm cleared, bringing with him the tale of his adventure and the miraculous rain. The villagers were overjoyed, and their gratitude was boundless. They celebrated Elwyn's bravery and the return of the Sapphire Fox's magic. From that day on, Rivendell flourished, and the village thrived under the protection of the Sapphire Fox. The legend of Lumina was passed down through generations, a tale of courage, kindness, and the magic that resides in those who believe with a pure heart. And so, in the kingdom of Rivendell, where the rivers ran clear and the forests thrived, the story of Elwyn and the Sapphire Fox was forever cherished, a reminder that even in the coldest times, warmth and magic could be found through acts of bravery and love. The end.